up guys, welcome to another episode of the Hit the Road Madeira vlog, and today we are going to 25 Fontes. So first up, we're stopping off at a local supermarket and bakery. We got our breakfast with us. So obviously whenever you go on a guided tour, they make sure they think of everything. So at the supermarket we can buy fruits, we can buy water, we can buy whatever we want to get ready. Me personally, small coffee, big pastel de nata.
It says breakfast and lunch.
Did I say breakfast?
Yeah.
Whatever. I meant lunch. So this behind me is the Rabassal Valley. This is on the west side of Madeira, and this is where we will see 25 Fontes. 25 Fontes is a small lagoon, and many people know this as the Levada of 25 Fontes, the hike of 25 Fontes. And we're going to get into exactly how this hike goes. But at the moment, what you need to realize is that this valley is a protected area in Madeira. It's part of the Lauri Silva forest, which is our heritage, our old ancient forest that we see all over Madeira. Not all over Madeira, on the north side mostly, but in Micronesia, in the surrounding islands, volcanic islands in the Atlantic. I'll get into that. So today's hike, we're on a guided tour with Lido Tours. They are our new partners here at Hit the Road, and we're doing their package hike, their group hike. So we're gonna get more into that later. First, we have to go down this asphalt road, and yeah, it should be great. Let's go. So I must admit, I can't remember the last time I was in 25 Fontes. Must be at least 2 or 3 years, maybe longer, I'm not sure. So this is obviously going to be a good trip for me as well. I'm curious to see all the changes. There's been a couple of changes towards the paths. And of course 25 Fontes is also very beautiful. So very keen to see that. Now when people think of the 25 Fontes hike, usually this is the hike that they think of. It's Levada dos 25 Fontes, or Levada dos 25 Fontes in Portuguese, and Levada do Risco. So this whole thing is about 10 kilometers there and back. If you're doing it yourself, you can stop up at the top and you can walk down and you can do this whole kind of trip by yourself. If you do it with a company, there might be 1 or 2 variations regarding who you go with. But of course with Lido Tours, this is the path that they're doing here. So from what I believe, we're heading out to the Risco waterfall, which should be absolutely beautiful.
Relax.
And yeah, let's see where it goes. 25 Fontes has to be, if not the most popular hike in Madeira, one of the most popular hikes in Madeira. And in this video, I wanted to basically give to you a little bit of an idea why. I wanted to answer this question of why is 25 Fontes so popular? On any given day, pre-corona times, there would be up to 500 people on this hike. And I think that the most popular thing about this place is the accessibility. It's really easy to park your car, to walk down, and within an hour, we're over here already looking at the Risco waterfall. Come with me. André, can we see that?
Yeah, we can.
In the background, that's the Risco waterfall. We'll get up closer and have a look. one of the most beautiful waterfalls in Madeira. It does this little crisscross pattern, and it really is a beautiful sight always. So this hike is kind of accessible to everybody. It's a moderate hike. It's quite flat everywhere, and now there are some wider paths. There have been some building works that I'm curious to see, and we'll talk about that in a bit. But this is basically a hike for everybody, and this can also be its downfall in a way, which I'll get to. The toughest part of this hike is the steps. So there's probably like 400 or 500 steps in total in the whole hike, this particular hike. And this is about as tough as it gets. And I think this is why this walk is so popular, you know, because it's easy to come down here, it's easy to do it. We'll talk more about that in a bit. I'm curious to see what's up here. I was super curious to see this part, because this part of this hike was the more dangerous part. I don't usually like to speak about negative and dangerous things, but this part of the hike has been a kind of dark part, so to speak. So you can see it clearly from here. There's a line on the middle of the path of what the path used to look like and what it looks today. So the government has actually come in here and widened it and made it a little bit more accessible for the everyday hiker. And that being said, you've heard me say it before if you've been watching this channel, I really don't like the word Levada Walks, because I really don't think it should be called a walk, it should be called a hike. And for this reason, whenever you go hiking, make sure you're prepared with mountain boots, with waterproofs, with sunscreen, with all of that kind of stuff, because this is not a hike or a walk to do in your flip-flops. Close your eyes. This is another example of the work that they've done. This is a whole new path that I haven't seen yet, that basically goes from 25 Fontes Lagoon up and around to avoid this tight traffic on this narrow path. So it's great to see some innovation here, and I believe we'll probably be doing this on the way back. So if you do come out here by yourself, then remember to stick to this one on the way there and this one on the way back. You see how narrow the path is? It really only fits one person. So going there and back could be a little bit chato in Portuguese, a little bit boring. So I'm glad they opened that path up and super curious to see. Great view, loving the walk, the hike, not the walk. So these birds, they're all over the place, and unfortunately they suffer some fungus on their feet or their claws. What do you call it? Feet? Feet. So this is from all the bad stuff they eat, the bread, the cheese. It's not only us that eats bad food, but the birds as well. So we don't usually suggest people to give food to them. We've got actual bird seed, and we try and carry it around with us wherever we go. So if you do feed the birds, bring them healthy bird seeds. I'm a huge fan of fish sandwiches. Octopus sandwich. This is codfish sandwich. Of course, in Portugal, codfish is a big thing, bacalhau. And looks pretty good. Fresh bread, nice. Codfish, can you see that? Yeah, because I'm not a bird. We've reached the end of our tour with Lido Tours, and we're going back up this asphalt road that we did right in the beginning of the video. Basically, to get to the start of the hike, you have to come down this street to get there. So it's about a 30-minute uphill walk back. There is a transport service that takes you up here for €3 each, which, to be honest, I usually take, but I didn't want to be the only person on the bus today. So Lido Tours obviously gave us the opportunity to stop for a snack at the house, for a snack and a drink. And obviously, if we wanted to take the transport service, we can. Everybody chose to do the hike. So we're hiking back and ending off a very pleasant day with Lido Tours. The absolute best way to do 25 fonts is with a tour operator and a tour guide that is well informed. Sarah was absolutely awesome on this trip. She kept us entertained, she kept us all safe, and she knew all the back routes to make sure that we weren't climbing steps that we didn't have to, and where we could rest and make sure that we don't come out too late as well. So it's 3 o'clock now, it's about an hour back, and we've got this great van from Lido Tours. Chill out, it's the best way to do it really. 25 fonts is probably the most popular hike in Madeira, or popular walk in Madeira. And judging from the people I saw on the hike and everything that I know about it until now, I would say that it's probably the perfect first hike for people who are maybe not sure if hiking in Madeira is for them. It's the perfect place to check out your vertigo. It's the perfect place to see if you're fit enough to do other hikes. And of course, it's super comfortable in the way that it's well laid out, well structured, and well protected in all of the other places. You can do it on your own. You can drive a car up there, but it's not cheaper. A lot of people have this misconception that renting a car and doing tours is cheaper than actually going with a tour company like Lido Tours, for instance, but it isn't. What you're paying in insurance, in diesel, and then of course all the hassle of driving your car around, it really doesn't work out cheaper, and if it does, it's by minimum. So if you're interested in doing 25 fonts, I couldn't recommend a better company, and that's the kind of hike that it is. It's a popular hike. There is going to be a lot of people there, but it's a great place to start out, and of course everybody's there for a reason. It's beautiful, it's in the middle of the forest, and yeah, that's about it. So again, thank you to Lido Tours. If you haven't heard by now, we have partnered up with them, and they are working together with us on the Big Walk, our 7-day multi-day hiking expedition from east to west of Madeira, which you can check out on our website. We've opened up group tours now. We do 4x4 tours, sunrise and sunset tours, half days and full day tours. So if you're looking for anything between us and Lido Tours, you can't go wrong. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. There's loads of awesome Madeira videos coming up soon, not only on all the nature stuff, which I know has been what has come up lately, but also on the food, life, and places to stay here in Madeira. So I'll see you guys next week. Remember, every Monday, 7 p.m. Madeira time, there's a new video up on YouTube. Let's hit the road.